can you tell us something about how to use the ladders of ascension?
There have been many questions about the ladders of ascension and how to use them. First, I want to clarify that these are the Arcturian ladders of ascension. And sometimes I think that it might be helpful to use that name. And there is a reason. These are not ladders of ascension for the general public. And throughout the lecture and question and answer today, this issue will come up. But the ladders of ascension, or the Arcturian ladders of ascension, that we are developing and working with you on together are for the group of 40 members and friends or colleagues who are working with you and perhaps may join the group of 40. So, in deciding on a place where a ladder of ascension should be, public accessibility or ease to have the public come there is not important. Rather, we're looking for places that are sacred, ancestral, and that can hold and is in resonance with the Arcturian energy. That is more important. So there will be a question about this today, later. The other thing is that the original idea of the ladder of ascension is to help you at your moment of ascension. Sometimes you may think that there is so much to learn about ascension. There is so much to learn about the spirit body, and that you may not be able to do all of the exercises correctly at that moment, or you may suffer from low self-esteem and perhaps feel that you're not worthy. And of course, there are other contributing events that could lead to your contraction, or as we call it in Kabbalah, the small mind. Because the small mind is mostly what you're living in. And I know that your starseeds are working for the large mind. So the idea came that, well, let's say that at the moment of ascension, you can bilocate to the ladder of ascension, and the energy of the ladder is so powerful that it will almost pull you up into the fifth dimension. We also should say that the ladder is a two-way ladder. By two-way, I mean the ascended masters could come down into the third dimension where you are, or you can go up, but you only could go up a certain number of steps. And so you have to practice higher consciousness. If you go up in a practice, and this is how I think many of you are now using the ladder of ascension, which is perfect, then you only want to go up as high as you are able to hold the light. Remember, we call you spiritual athletes. So that you are in training to hold light. And that the steps in the ladder of ascension are calibrated, the higher up you go, the more strong the light is. It's perfectly acceptable to go just to the ladder at the base. I mean, that in itself is a powerful experience. Now, you have the idea then that in some ways this access to the ladder of ascension is remotely. You bilocate there. Of course, it would be preferable if you were there physically. That's always better. But for the most part, many of you will be using this remotely, and this is fine. So that's why it's important to choose a place that has that ability. So I will look at the ability to be open to higher energies and higher multi-corridors to attach. So, Gudrun, would you read the next question, please?
Yes. Are you in favor of downloading another ladder of ascension in North America? In reflection and meditation, I have received the impression that Eagle Nest Lake and the surrounds, which is east of Taos City of Light, New Mexico, would be a good spot for a new ladder of ascension. It is a highly vibrational area. GOF members from Taos City of Light are often visiting the area, and one of them lives right at the lake.
Yes. The answer is yes. That would be a wonderful idea. I think we are looking at the ladders of ascension that were downloaded many years ago, and some of them have become neutralized through lack of use. And this is another teaching for the ladder of ascension. You have to use it. It's like a corridor of light. You have to use it. If you don't use it, if you block it or have lack of participation, the ladder will close. The corridor of energy around it will close. Or it may open at certain times energetically. But we want the ladder of ascension to be open 24 hours a day. When I think of a criteria for a ladder of ascension, then it must be that there are people around who are going to maintain it, who are going to go there and meditate there and work with the energy. It's not helpful to have a ladder of ascension and have nobody go there. So we have the expectation that there would be participation in ceremonies. But remember, the ceremonies could also be done remotely. And one of the most famous remote ladders of ascension journey was done by the Prophet Muhammad. It is known as the Night Journey. And he went to what is now known the Temple of the Mount in a dream and went up the ladder of ascension there to meet with higher masters. You can travel remotely to the ladder of ascension. Now, this place has a lot, Eagle's Nest has a lot of advantages. It has ancestral energy, it has native energies. And it sounds like there is a respect that it's a sacred area because we want the ladder of ascension to be in an existing sacred area. Not in an existing area, but in an existing sacred area. And you're working there at Eagle's Nest with the right number of people and with the right exercises and intention would be a wonderful idea. We need more accessibility to spirit, not less. This planet and the entire planet is in a crisis. And the need for the spiritual light and the light work is stronger than ever. Creating another ladder of ascension in near Taos would be a wonderful addition to the spiritual light energy field of Taos and to North America.
After more than 10 months of activating the city and planetary reserve of light Volcano Llano in Quito, Ecuador, we are interested in activating a ladder of ascension. Therefore, we are now requesting authorization and guidance for this activation. Our initial proposal was to install the ladder on Bilibaru Hill in the southeastern slopes of the Llano volcano. This location is an ancestral ceremonial site in a peaceful, natural environment. It is also a place with natural springs and near the town of La Merced, where we frequently perform ceremonies. In a channeling session with Mother Kuan Yin on December 31st, 2025, she was asked where she suggested our ladder of ascension should be activated, and she responded, "If it were me, I would install it in the fountain in the Central Park, where it is easily accessible to the greatest number of people. Connect the ladder to water sources because water is the best transmitter of energetic vibrations and makes the transition easier. It should be noted that this fountain is located in the center of the park, where there is much commercial, cultural, and social activity. It almost never has water, offers little privacy, and is in front of a Catholic church. In which of these two locations, or perhaps another, do you suggest the ladder of ascension should be placed?"
I talked about these issues before. And this ladder of ascension is an Arcturian ladder of ascension. It is not a public ladder of ascension. Our goal is not to put a ladder of ascension in the center of a town so that it's accessible to many people. Our goal is to work with you, the group of 40, the starseeds, and to provide specialized ladders of ascension for you and whoever you resonate with and bring into that area. Therefore, from that perspective, we don't choose the public waterway. But I'm not here to contradict Kuan Yin, and I think that Kuan Yin perhaps did not have the information that I'm giving today, and which is that these are Arcturian ladders of ascension. And what we look for in downloading a ladder of ascension is a sacred area that resonates with Arcturian light and Arcturian energy. The Arcturians work with the masters, the Sananda, and with the White Brotherhood, White Sisterhood. And we gladly bring down all of the energies. We work together. So that is how I would try to choose places, is based on the sacredness of the land and whether the land resonates with Arcturian light. Regarding the authorization, I think that the group of 40 has a desire to download more ladders of ascension, and even today we've seen this through the questions. The idea of how to approve or disapprove is one that I will let you decide as the group of 40. It is a responsibility, and I think this group in Ecuador is approaching this in the right manner to explore the different ideas. You have your own channels there, and you may feel called to follow their advice. I again just emphasize that we're talking about sacred sites that are in resonance with the Arcturian light. I am Giuliano.